Hello my sexy muffins and welcome back to another video. In this video we are doing another Patreon Spooky Month video, which is Vampire Abel x Jackie Bright. Okay, so Jackie Bright is the gender bent version of Jack Bright, aka if they were assigned female at birth. Jack Bright and Jackie Bright are both gender fluid in canon, but Jackie is just the assigned female at birth version of Jack Bright. Anyways, that is that, and we're getting on to things. So, in this thing, Jackie Bright is a witch and comes from a family of oddities and such. Her parents, more or less, I won't do a lot of spoilers because cursed her and her family. So a lot of her family members are immortals and cursed for immortal life. And she takes care of her immortal brother who stopped aging at like 13 and is immortal and is mentally handicapped thanks to the curse. And now she takes care of him, trying to find a way to break his curse. The supplies are running low and she is going to the Autumn Festival to sell some of her potions, which are really just she passes off as remedies and stuff like that for the sickly. So that's where she's going to sell some of that stuff to the public. No one knows that she's a witch, and the vampire lord, which no one knows is a vampire, but the lord that only mysterious comes out at night, is Abel. And Abel as well catches her at the Autumn Festival at night and is very intrigued and becomes Yandere for her. Okay, that's basically the rough bout. I won't do any more spoilers as some has already been planned out. And we are going to start after the disclaimer. Disclaimer. Jackie Bright is the gender bent version of Jack Bright, and Jackie and Jack Bright are not. We do not support Admin Bright. They are their own standalone characters now, because more people in the SCP fandom have added to their character, and they're not just a self-insert of Admin Bright anymore, and we do not support Admin Bright. He is a predator and a sick frick. So Jackie Bright and Jack Bright are not associated with him anymore, and are their own characters that the fandom has added to. Thank you. Now, disclaimer number 2. Jackie and Abel are not canon couples. This is an AU. If it was supernatural stuff and the SCP Foundation did not exist and all that good stuff. But Abel is not Yandere in canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken serious at all. Simpin' and shippin' characters is fine as long as you're not illegal or gross about it, and you remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life, and you should not want to be with them in real life for obvious reasons. Anyways, also remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. This is obviously alternate universe and not into the full fandom of the SCP Foundation. Thank you. Anyways, let's do this. All art belong in this that I have created for this has been done by Gav Imp. She is on Tumblr. I will link her. Here's a picture of her Tumblr, so you can, if you want to go commission her. I did commission her for the Lord Dimitrescu, aka Gender Bent Lady Dimitrescu, from that I commissioned her for that, and it cost me roughly $60 for everything, which isn't too bad for all the detail I got. Thank you very much, Gav. She is a very good artist, and I will be commissioning her in the future for more artwork. Anyways, so all art credit goes to her. Absolutely, 100% all art credit goes to her. And here is a spooky image of regular male Jack Bright with a vampire Abel. She created this as fan art for the image that for the Patreon video I did for her, because she's also my top paying patron as well, and that's why I appreciate her so much, and she's given me permission to use her artwork as long as I give her credit. Anyways, let's do this. Jackie woke up early morning and she heard her brother in bed with her. Well, not in bed in the intimate way, more he had a nightmare because of trauma and he was curled into her side. Jackie strokes his hair and pushes it back, making sure that he was okay. He was sleeping easily now ever since he'd been having post-traumatic stress disorder flashback nightmares to what his parents did to him after he failed them with his gift. He ended up having nightmares recently in the last few months with memories from his parents. His parents were very strong beings, and their children had magical properties as well. Jackie being a witch, and her brother being more or less a healer of sorts. Unfortunately, he could not fully heal their unborn sister, who passed when she was born and was not alive when she became born. And the parents were livid at this. They had cursed TJ and made him into immortal at only 13 years old, where he could not age, and also made him crippled, where this is the medieval times, so he would end up in an insane asylum if he wasn't taken care of. Jackie, being outraged, ended up cursed as well, somehow, by trying to protect her brother, and so did her older brother. She did not know about her other siblings, but she knows that TJ, Michael, and her were immortal beings that were forever trapped as in immortality. Jackie stopped aging around the age of 28. Well, 28, 38. It aged her a bit, but she physically stopped at 28, and it aged her a bit to look a little bit older. That's what it is. She, of course, did not like this and ended up moving to a village that really couldn't see her age thanks to her magic. When she got there, she lived the last 100 years with her and TJ, and they have passed off as the descendants of themselves over and over, and with her magic have blocked out the memories of most of the residents, so they did not expect a thing. Jackie mostly lived in the woods with TJ, and her and TJ lived happily. They were rather close to each other. They rarely saw Michael, who became a hunter at this point to hunt down their parents eventually, and to try and reverse the curse that was upon all of them. Jackie tucks her brother into bed, shaking her head. She had no time to think of that. She got him tucked in and goes to make breakfast. Shortly after, he comes out rubbing his eyes and makes grabby hands at her. He was almost a mute, not able to speak because of the mental handicaps that he had. Jackie hugs him and because she knew he woke up being worried about her. "It's okay, TJ. I'm making us some breakfast. You go sit down, or can you set the table?" She gave him tasks to make him feel like he was useful. Technically, he was supposed to be almost her age at this point, physically, but it was impossible because of their family's curse. He nods his head and goes sets the table carefully, taking his time to make sure he doesn't mess up. The curse impaired him to be mentally impaired, so it was very much a struggle for him, and it made life difficult for him. But Jackie did not treat him any differently. Technically, he was supposed to be her older brother, but she did not care. They were close in age from their experience, but she did not care. She loved her brother and she would die for him. As she continues making breakfast, she realizes they were running low on many of their supplies, and it's almost autumn. And speaking of which, tonight was the autumn festival that they sell the goods out all day and all night. Jackie could go to and order for a nightly little table to sell her goods, which the village really appreciated when she would stock up on seasonal goods. She is a witch, and she's a potion master's witch. She sold potions very easily and made potions for ailments. Everyone thought she was a healer of sorts, or a doctor, like a medicine man, but in female form. Luckily, no doctors have come and claimed that she is a witch. She had to erase a few people's memories to keep them from realizing she was a witch when things went a little sour. She smiles at her brother and strokes his hair as she starts to serve the plates. How do you feel like going to the autumn festival with me? She asks him. He lights up. He doesn't get to go into town often with the risk of it, but also being able to spend time with his sister out at the cabin and not having to hide away would be very fun for him. He nods his head rapidly and she smiles and strokes his hair. Very good. That'll be perfect, TJ, she says. And they sit down and have breakfast together, TJ giving a thumbs up to his sister for how good it is. She smiles and they both eat. They end up getting ready for the day, taking their turns heating up water for the tub in the bathroom, as there was no running water. Once that was taken care of, Jackie gets ready for the day, packing up the potions and making any seasonal ones that she had that she could make fast low on stock. She will need to gather more herbs from the garden and also start planting some herbs inside because of the weather changing. She did not need to run out of stock during winter. That would be horrible because then she would have to spend the next few months penny pinching and trying her best to make sure that they had enough food to eat. This year was rather slow as there wasn't a lot of illness this year, so she didn't get as much money, so it would be tight this winter, but she would be able to do it. Hopefully. Finally, they pack up, TJ helping load the cart, and they ride the carriage and the horse into the village. She sets up her table that she rents. It was a little bit more expensive this year than last year, but hopefully the sales would be good. And soon they were in full swing. She was selling her goods, herbs, flowers, mushrooms, other stuff, along with a bunch of medicines for various ailments, earache, toothache, etc., but also potions that she had for more serious things, given instructions on how to use the medicine. She smiled and suddenly it was dusk. The moon was just starting to rise and it was beautiful. It was beautiful and stunning, and the stars began to come out. Unfortunately for her, a lord she has never met finally came into the village at the same time she was. She lived outside of the village in her cabin, so she rarely ever saw the Lord. Lord Abel. That's all people knew him by, but the women swooned for him and fell for him so very hard. He had long hair, black as night, and has a thing for young men and women. Whenever they ended up working at his castle, they were never heard from again, but no one questioned it. Some people suspected that he made a deal with the devil for eternal beauty. Some questioned if he was something much more horrendous and monstrous than that. No one questioned his power, though, and no one questioned what he was or if he had a right to be in this village. Some were afraid of him, but mostly the ladies and even some men were swooned by the handsome lord. He walks into the village and sees him sorry, tongue twister, one sec. She hears some of the, there we go. Sorry, I misread a sentence. There we go. She hears some of the women talking about the Lord, and she peeks up from her sorry, my tongue doesn't want to work. She peeks up from counting the money and sees ladies swooning over a man who is walking through the village. She hears them say how beautiful he is and how much of a handsome man he is, and if you were to marry him, you would be set. She sighs and continues to set up her money and then put it away as the Lord comes up. He looks at her and smells the air. She smelled exquisite. He had smelled her scent various times before and did not know where it was coming from, but he smelled her now, and he wanted a taste of her sweet, sweet blood. It also helped that she was stunning. Bright orange hair trailing down her back, and bright green eyes, almost as venom, looking into his deep red eyes. It was an intense look, and it made him want her all the more. "Hello, you must be the healer I have heard so much about," he says. "I am Lord Abel, but you may call me Abel, Miss Jackie Bright, but you can call me Jackie," she says to him. And looks at him. He was rather handsome, and he was going to be a good sale if he buys a lot of stuff because, well, she does not need to go without money this year. And so she begins to talk to him, and he starts to look at her goods. These are all rather impressive, he says, looking at her. And he smirks. What do you have on sale? I don't have much sales, and I really am not going to give you any discounts, she says, snapping at him. She was not looking for a rich man to look for a discount when she needed money to get by. He chuckles. You don't know who I am, do you? Yeah, I do. You're freaking annoying, she snaps at him, snatching away the goods from his hands. If you're not going to buy anything, get the heck out of here, she says, and slams the potion onto the table and shoos him away. He was shocked by this. She was not like any other woman he ever met. She was confident and proud and also challenged him. Oh, but I think I would like to buy some of your goods. And make a business venture with you. A business venture, she asked, looking at him. And pray tell what that would be, she asked, hands on her hips. TJ was getting worried. He heard about the Lord, unlike his sister, because all he could do was listen to people's things. He tugs at her shirt, trying to warn her. She ignores him, being a bit flustered by the man in front of her. Anyways, if you're not going to buy anything, shoo. Oh, I do intend to buy things. In fact, I want to buy you. She stops and gapes at him. What? I am not for sale, she says, determined. Yes, I know you are not for sale, but I also need a healer for my staff, and I need them around the clock. I can offer you a home and a place to stay. All you have to do is stay with me and be mine. What do you mean, be yours? She demands. She was not having any of this at all. You would be mine and I would be yours. Please, I insist you take the offer. He was trying to hypnotize her, but it wasn't working. Thanks to her curse, she was immune to his hypnosis. I'm sorry, but I do not belong to anyone. Now leave, she snapped. Abel was shocked by this. She wasn't unaffected by his hypnosis, which made things a little bit more complicated. TJ was getting worried, and he started to fake cry, acting like he was having a panic attack. He needed to get Jackie away from the Lord. He could tell something was not right about him. Jackie instantly knelt down and looked into her brother's eyes. Are you okay? Look at me, TJ, look at me. You're okay? You're okay? We're almost done. We can go home, she says, soothing him and stroking his hair. Abel saw that how attached you were to TJ, and he knew he would use this to his advantage. You know, I could pay for treatment for your brother, he says. Jackie looks at him, freezing. And I could also make sure that he is well taken care of, never ending up in an asylum, and possibly even getting some improvement. She could easily spend this around where she could use his money to help find a cure for her brother. That way she could turn him back to the way he was, and he could be free of being mentally impaired and trapped in his own body. I will think about it. Meet me tomorrow here at dusk, she tells him, and shoos him away one last time, gripping the table. TJ looks at her, worried. He did not want her to make a deal with the devil just for his sake. He clings to her and hugs her. He knows she sacrificed so much for him, and he didn't want her to sacrifice anymore. He loves his sister, and he doesn't want her to end up with someone like that, someone who could hurt her. He also knew he had to get rid of Abel, no matter what. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it, and all that good stuff. There will also be a regular Vampire Abel X Jack Bright Part 2 for that miniseries, because I'm doing it for the spooky month, which goes from September through November, so there will be more weeks of spooky stuff. And if you guys want to see more Vampire with Jack Bright and Vampire Vampire Abel with Jack Bright and Vampire Abel with Jackie Bright. I will also be doing those more often if it is requested more often and than just Patreon videos, because oh my god, I love them so much and I love spooky stuff. So spooky stuff is supremacy. Spooky supremacy! Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it, and all that good stuff. And yes. Anyways, now on to the Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are stunning. Mwah. Chef Kiffs, thank you for being in my Queen King's Majesty tier and being my #1 Queen patron. Queen Gav, you are fabulous, beautiful. Mwah. Chef's Kiss, thank you, Gav. You are just, you are perfect. And I appreciate you so much as my first and #1 patron, and also my top patron. Thank you, Gav. Thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron and second most expensive tier of Witches, Warlocks, and Sorcerers / Mages tier. That makes you Witch Wicked Brony. Thank you, Witch Wicked Brony. I appreciate you. And I also love that you chose the Wicked Witches, Warlocks, and Sorcerers tier, because that is also the tier that has your theme of Wicked Brony. So thank you, Wicked Brony. You are fabulous. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are stunning. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Thank you, Wicked Brony, and I hope that you enjoyed as well. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this once more, and I hope that you are all having a great spooky month from September all the way to November, and I hope that you all have a great time during October for Halloween month, and I hope that you all have a great time. I'm not going in a costume because I'm not going anywhere because of COVID. I'm in the risk group because I have heart issues and breathing issues and severe asthma, and also being overweight and such. So shouldn't be going out as often. That's why I work from home mainly and rarely go out. When I do go out, it's mainly for groceries and stuff, and I wear a mask still. Even though that masks are not really necessary anymore, I still wear it because even the common cold can knock me on my feet. That's how much in the risk group I am, and that's why I take it very, very seriously. Yeah, so if you can wear a mask, please wear a mask. Because there are people that are in the risk group some people, like I can barely sometimes breathe in a mask. Like, I have struggled to breathe so freaking hard, but I still wear it because other people around me are not wearing it, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. And so if you can wear a mask, please consider wearing a mask when you go out during flu season at the very least. Flu and cold season, because also if someone has gotten COVID recently and is in the risk group, they can be knocked out by the common cold, which is terrible. So that is my announcement. Just please be conscious. And if you're going to cough, if you are not wearing a mask, cough into your elbow, dab, do the Count Dracula cough, whatever you want to call it. Just please be safe, because if my mom got the flu right now, she'd probably die. That's how serious it is. That's how dangerous being in the risk group is, and we are taking the precautions we need to. Sorry, I got hit with the cold last time, and I was on my ass, couldn't breathe almost had to go to the ER, so yes, please be safe. Anyways, I hope that you're all having a great spooky month and all that good jazz, and remember to check out at the end of the video, the videos at the end, because there will be the Vampire X Jack Bright, and aka male Jack Bright, in the Foundation with SCP Abel, if Abel as an SCP was a vampire type SCP instead of just an immortal warrior type. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time. If you were in this situation, aka a witch or warlock, and you were in Jackie's situation, would you agree to Abel's terms and agreements to be his in exchange to help your brother who's basically trapped in his body, mentally impaired because of the curse? Comment below. I would do it 100%. I wouldn't have even been sassy with him. I would have agreed so fast. Like, oh my god, I would sell my soul. Also, to be his, I would love to smash, Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye-bye!